Hi, my name is Evan Dubner, and I'm the creator of Dunderband's Rock Engine. When I first started writing for Quora.com, I put in my interests, which was music and programming and I don't know, books, whatever. But I started getting these questions about music. Sometimes it would pop up, and at first I didn't think too much about it, but they were basically they were like asking why isn't there any good music anymore? Basically was the consensus of of all the posts. What has happened to music? Why is it that all the music that I hear is bland or monotone? Why don't I like the music that I'm listening to? Basically were the questions. To which my first response is, well, you're listening to the wrong fucking music. And at first, I just would put suggestions for bands, and I would say, there's so much music out there. And I started getting responses back about how people didn't really understand that. They didn't know how to find this music. And so I genuinely made an offer saying, well, if anybody, gives me a couple bands they like, I'll find some music for you. And so I started doing that a couple times, and I realized that people really, really wanted this. And one guy said something. He said, I didn't even realize that I wanted to hear this. And then that's kind of where Dunderbands kind of started from, is how do you search for something that you don't know you want to hear? The majority of music that we hear comes from promotion. Comes from a promoter that's hired to promote that band, promote that music, get it to your ears in one way or another. Doesn't mean it's good or bad one way or the other, but it's not a genuine approach. And there's so much music right now that a lot of these bands, and I found myself in the same position when I first started recording music. I released my first album and I got really good reviews on it, and I didn't really know what to do next. I didn't want to be a music promoter. I didn't really want to try to reach out and hire any. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to write music. And so I think there's people out there who are writing amazing music and really don't give a shit if people hear it or not. But I give a shit if people hear it or not. So the idea behind Dunderbands is taking criteria from music that you already listen to and applying that towards a search without having to actually type in any words to actually search for anything. The first proof that it would work was just a real basic Python program that I wrote to interact with YouTube's API, and it just spit out video IDs to the console, to basically a DOS prompt. And the first video ID that it spit out, I typed it into YouTube, brought up an album that I'd never heard before, and I loved it. And I was like, holy shit, this works. So I've been kind of building off that since the beginning. And I mean, I use this all the time. And that's where we're at.